Aren't you embarrassed working as a cleaner at your age? Let me guess, you haven't even graduated from uni, have you?
Before you try and insult me, Sally, do you mind talking about what happened today? I've heard that you tipped a bucket of dirty water on one of the cleaning staff here. Is this true? Did your superior approve of that behavior? We don't tolerate it here.
Why don't you answer my question first, cleaner? How rude it is to ask your own question before answering someone else's. What can I expect though? You don't learn that type of thing unless you go to university.
All right, have it your way. You're right. I have never gone to university. As you know from going through the recruitment process yourself, this company values a person's character more than their educational background. I'm not sure how you passed the selection process. I've never met people here who discriminate on that basis.
Who are you to talk when you're just some lowly cleaner? Why was I employed, you ask? The answer is simple. I have a very close, personal, and intimate relationship with one of the interviewers. He told me I have good life skills, and I agree with him 100%.
When you say you have a relationship with the manager, does that mean you knew him before the interview? I'm very disappointed with what's been going on here.
I wouldn't say that was the first time he was captivated by me. No, I met him at a bar with his other coworkers. With my charm, I could have passed that interview without knowing him in the first place.
So, is that what you're proud of? Securing yourself a job in this company using unorthodox methods? I wouldn't be bragging about that.
Of course I'm proud. He told me he was married. All I did was find his weak point and exploit it. How smart is that? I didn't need to sell myself in an interview like the other candidates here.
Candidates? The real loser is someone who brags without having any skills themselves.
Think about it. All I did was have a passionate evening with that man. If he even dared to reject me during the recruitment process, he would have to face the wrath of his wife after I told her what happened. With that in mind, he didn't think twice about not hiring me. Someone should write a book about me. I'm that great.
What? Do you realize what you are doing? That's blackmail. Threatening others to get what you want is not a good trait in people. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Don't be jealous just because I'm young and beautiful. I know you would love to have life this easy, but you're just an old crow. You had your chance, and now you're suffering the consequences. Whoops. Sorry if I'm making you jealous, but I'm only telling the truth.
Looks like you have no moral conscience at all. You might be the first person I've met like this. You brag about how smart you are, but blackmail is a crime. If you're going to do something like this, you shouldn't tell other people.
Hey, Grandma, the world is a cruel place. That's how you move up in it. Everyone's got their own methods, and I have mine. If you used your attributes a little bit better, you wouldn't be just some lowly cleaner. From a quick Google search, this company is one of the highest paying employers. Everyone is just clawing their way to get a position here. I wouldn't be the first to do something unorthodox.
There's nothing wrong with being creative in getting the result you want. But there are things you can do and things you cannot do.
Yes, and I believe this falls under the former category. Think about it. Who loses here? The interviewer had a wonderful time with a young woman. And I was able to enter a great company. It's like everyone is living in a fairy tale, we're all happy.
Okay, so you're basically saying if you didn't use such tactics, You wouldn't have a chance at entering this company.
Well, of course. Have you seen the type of people working here? They're not your average employees. If I can tell you a little bit about myself, I've been having a lot of trouble with the jobs I've had to do recently. I have no idea what I'm doing.
If that's the case, don't you think you're burdening the rest of the staff here? I don't think you will last long before someone finds out that you aren't able to do anything.
Like I said, I have my ways, and you have yours. The men here are so desperate for a cute girl to talk to them. If I give them a little special treatment, they'll do anything for me. On top of that, I still have my secret little relationship with the interviewer. I'm sure I can use him to get what I want. I have it all planned out. My employment here is secure.
This isn't all about you. Work is work. The job needs to get done.
I know you're speaking from a place of jealousy. Maybe you are so emotional that you cannot see the world for the way it is. This is how a woman makes it through. The man has his brawn, and the woman has her wit. It makes sense you don't understand. You would have been doing this cleaning job your whole life. You don't know what it takes to be successful in this world. If you did, you would have realized it much earlier.
You really think your way is the right way, don't you? By the way, care to share the name of this interviewer with me?
Why? Oh, I see. You think if I could get in his pants, you could do it as well. Don't get your hopes up. If he liked your type, he would have hit on you ages ago. Well, Miss Cleaner, I expect the place to be spotless tomorrow. If I see even a speck of dirt on the floor, you can expect a bucket of water dropped on top of your head too.
Looks like I touched a sensitive area when I asked for that man's name. I will have to approach this situation differently. Good morning, Victoria. I apologize for the early intrusion. I have something I need you to investigate for me. There's a new employee named Sally Evans. I hope you can locate the person who recruited her.
Certainly, Miss Falcon. Is there anything suspicious about Sally Evans? Did we overlook something in the recruitment process?
I had an extensive conversation with her yesterday. And I've never encountered a situation like this before. It appears she secured her position in the company through an illicit means, using a secret relationship with one of the higher-ups. She managed to secure her position. Moreover, it seems this man is still married.
Huh. We have employees who allow such things? I expected better from our staff. You're right. We need to take action. I'll investigate this for you. You can count on me.
Yes, thank you. Since we're on this topic, you are also married, aren't you, Victoria? Your husband is one of the interviewers here. I hope you can do a good job of finding out more. Your husband might have some information as well.
Yes, he'll be the first person I ask. Now that I think about it, I've noticed several strange things lately. While I'd like to think the best of people, it's safer to assume the worst.
Huh? Do you think he could be the man Sally is talking about? He seems so sincere and devoted.
For the most part, he is. But lately, he's been leaving more of the childcare to me. It's really unlike him. It's as if he's become a different person. Whenever I try to talk to him about it, he reacts negatively, saying he's had enough of everything.
Victoria, if you need to talk about this, my door is always open. You've been more than a loyal secretary to me. You're my friend. You're not just another employee in my eyes. Don't be a stranger.
Miss Falcon, I don't know what to say. Thank you, I really appreciate it. From day one, you've always been considerate of my feelings. I'm glad to work under you. Anyway, with that out of the way, what's happening with the company holiday? Will you be joining everyone overseas?
Yes, of course. Traveling with my employees is the best way for them to get to know me. I'd like to see them outside the workplace and build bonds with all of them. I'd like you to come as well, Victoria. Let me know your travel plans.
Thank you very much. Actually, if you don't mind, I do have something I need to discuss with you.
Oh, what would that be?
It's about the company holiday. Would it be a problem if I were a little late? I've been quite busy lately, and I haven't had the chance to visit my parents. I know they miss me. If it's all right with you, I'd like to drop my child off at my parents' place. After that, I'll head to the destination as soon as possible.
I understand. That's not an issue. Thank you for letting me know. Put your family before work. It's important to prioritize what's essential.
Oh, thank you so much. In that case, I'll be driving there. If there are any changes in the schedule, please let me know. I'll keep my phone on.
Yes, of course. We'll be making stops at several service stations along the way. If we're lucky, we might run into each other. I'll contact you if there are any issues.
Thank you, that would be great. I'll start looking into the matter with Sally Evans now.
Thank you, Victoria. Take care.
Well, this is quite amusing. What's an older lady like you doing on our company trip? I never expected them to allow cleaners on this bus. You do realize this is a company holiday, right? This bus is typically reserved for our more sophisticated employees. Your presence is somewhat disrupting the atmosphere.
I must disagree with you, Sally. The company's president values every employee, including the cleaners. If you look around, you'll see several cleaners here besides me. Let's consider ourselves equals today.
Well, that's just the president trying to be polite. In reality, I doubt they want someone of your social status on this bus. Even if you are allowed here, it's quite audacious, don't you think? At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me when I saw you getting off the bus. I almost thought it was a mirage. But after rubbing my eyes and checking again, there you were.
Yes, it's really me. Everyone has been quite friendly to me on this bus. I'm actually enjoying myself. Feel free to come up for a chat.
Well, don't get too carried away. Your fun is about to come to an end. I won't tolerate your presence here. You'll have to leave now.
What do you mean? On whose authority?
You seem quite confident for a mere cleaner. I didn't think you'd have the nerve to come here. I'll admit, I was a bit arrogant the other day when I shared my little secret with you. So, because of that, I'll need you to keep your distance from the rest of the staff.
I understand. I can leave now then.
Take a look around. We've already left without you. You have no choice but to head home.
Oh, I had a feeling something was amiss. I've been wandering around and couldn't locate the bus. How did you manage to convince the driver to leave without me? I'm quite close with him.
Quite easily. I informed the driver that you were already on the bus, taking a nap. He seemed more interested in chatting with me anyway. He didn't suspect a thing. My youth has its charm, wouldn't you agree?
I see. That did make things a bit tricky for me. I'm annoyed about that, I admit. Nevertheless, you haven't caused any real problems. You've simply delayed my holiday.
Ha! Don't act so tough. Do you know how far we are from that service station? I can imagine you standing there, not knowing what to do. You don't even have a way to get home. Maybe try hitchhiking. It's okay, you're older, so no one will want to kidnap you while you're stuck in some stranger's car. Remember, this is what you get for acting above your station, cleaner.
Well, my secretary is on her way here in a Mercedes.
What? Is this some kind of fantasy you're sharing with me?
I'm telling you that my secretary has been informed of the situation and is en route in one of my cars. Once she arrives, I'll be heading to the designated hotel without stopping for gas. As for you, I'll instruct my subordinates to drop you off at the next gas station. From today on, you're no longer an employee at my company. As you hitchhike home, maybe realize this is the consequence of disrespecting others.
Is this a joke? You don't intimidate me with this story. I can't believe a cleaner would get to ride in a Mercedes.
It's true, especially the part about you being fired. Considering the way you entered the company, it's more like a rejection of your application. We can't fire someone who got in under false pretenses. While we're on this topic, the man you've had a relationship with is also fired.
What? Why? I don't understand this. Why would a cleaner be in a Mercedes? Just who is this secretary, and why would a cleaner need one?
This cleaner you've been antagonizing is, in fact, the president of this company. The secretary isn't a secretary to a cleaner, she's my personal secretary. Thanks to some good fortune, she's running a bit late and has time to pick me up. When she arrives, she'll drop you off at the next gas station.
Wait, I still don't get it. This has to be a lie. What kind of president works as a cleaner in their own company? That's absurd. I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. Who are you, really?
It might not make sense to someone as clueless as you, but let me clarify. To put it simply, I am indeed the president. As the president, it's my responsibility to look after my employees. Sometimes that means taking on cleaning duties.
What? I've never heard of a president doing something so bizarre. Why would you need to clean?
It seems you really don't understand, do you? Have you ever taken a close look at the president of this company? That's the least you should know as an employee. I guess I expected too much. After all, you entered this company without knowing anything about it. Am I right? I doubt you even visited the company's website.
Is this real? Am I on a hidden camera show right now? So, if everything you're saying is true, you're on this trip as the president, not as a cleaner?
That's correct. You're catching on quickly.
This doesn't make any sense. Why would you disguise yourself as one of the employees? Shouldn't you do what presidents typically do? Like riding in a limousine instead of a bus?
You should research the president of the next company you apply to. You know nothing about me. If you had, you'd know I don't like to be treated any differently. This company trip is an opportunity for me to get to know my employees. I don't want to intimidate them by showing up in a limousine.
Are you serious? Wait, I can't believe this. I looked up the company, and you're the first person on the homepage. The resemblance is striking.
I suppose you wouldn't notice at first glance. I'm wearing quite a bit of makeup, and the lighting makes me look much younger. But it's true, I'm Miss Falcon. Nice to meet you.
If that's the case, this whole time I've been talking to the company president? I feel like a fool.
Yes, you are. I'm glad I didn't have to say it. I thought about telling you the truth. But the way you spoke to a company president is probably a first in history. I couldn't help but have a little laugh. With that said, I'll be withdrawing your application from my company.
This is terrible. Everything was going so well until now. I shouldn't have acted so arrogantly towards you. Please forgive me. I'll do anything, just please don't fire me. I was so proud to work here.
Even if you were willing to do anything, there's not much you can do now. I've spoken to my employees about your behavior. It seems they were a bit susceptible to your charm. I'll have to establish some new policies regarding workplace relationships. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
I know, but please. I never thought I'd actually get fired. I promise to do better. I'll give it my all.
Well, yes, I'm sure you will. By the way, we looked into the person who conducted your interview. Turns out, that person is my secretary's husband.
Huh? Don't blame me for that. I had no idea. I'm sorry. If I had known, I wouldn't have pursued it.
Your apologies won't mend their marriage. You've torn apart a family that's been together for longer than you can imagine. Take responsibility. You should be ashamed of what you've done.
I'm truly sorry. I regret my actions. I'll change after this. I promise.
Sorry, but what you've done is unforgivable. We don't tolerate people with your personality in this company. Especially those who look down on cleaners. We have no use for your kind. Go find a company that welcomes incompetent, arrogant individuals. Foolish girl. Rumors about Sally Evans circulated on the bus, leading to her departure at the next service station. Victoria found it hard to accept that her husband could do such a thing. Consequently, she presented him with a substantial sum as consolation money. Both Sally and the man she had been seeing secretly lost their jobs. Since then, we haven't received any updates about either of them.